This is Never for Children. I did my quarter per kappa, and this is the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I used to review cartoon series, anime series, or something completely random. And today we're gonna do the Midnight Gospel new animation from Netflix, from the creator of Adventure Time. And yes, this is all full of Adventure Time. All the little things what made it interesting and fun is all built into here, but sort of an experimental way. The Midnight Gospel is basically a podcast reanimated in a way, but done in a very interesting experimental way that is work and doesn't work. It's one of those that I have to say you need to watch it to see if you like it or not, because some of the elements really work, some don't. So it's something that you have to see by yourself. Whatever I say on this review doesn't mean anything. Anyway, I think we start to get started off the story. Our main character is Clancy. He usually does this all broken down, you could say, kind of farm. He has a small podcast he created so he could go to talk about very interesting people from this device. This strange device he goes in is sort of a kind of like a video game in a way. It's to use a word, the term I can't remember right now, but it's basically give you sort of illusion to go to this different world. But the whole thing, or at least the whole show, explains it's sort of not real, but is real. It's sort of trippy in other words. It's not trying to kind of say specific things so you can make up your own ideals. In other words, it works to a certain extent, but sometimes sort of confuse you. It sounds strange, but that's how the show is. It's very strange, especially Clancy himself, who is sort of avoiding real life. He's trying to be a podcaster, he's trying to be the it man, trying to be a hype. Really, I am very interesting, please be my friend kind of person who really dedicated his podcast to find new people. But I'm realizing he's kind of destroying his own life, or avoiding his own life, because he has something really kind of things he's not dealing with, like not talking to his sister, avoiding people. I thought he kind of hard to communicate with normal people, so he goes this device to go this kind of weird different dimension every single time to talk and give interviews. Of course, he always chooses the worlds they're basically about to end. Like this one, the first episode, you go this zombie apocalypse world, you're about to end, and he kind of transforms to this bodybuilder. That you kind of understand every time he goes a different world, his body completely changes, or something completely random, like a weird half chicken head, half human with a broken arm. Or other times, like the first episode, he becomes this bodybuilder. He sort of fits the kind of body he needs to survive the certain world, but at the end, he's not technically in danger, or at the same time he pretends he's not in danger. Once more, it's kind of weird, but it does explain this could be affecting him, but he doesn't really trying to understand that. He avoids people trying to warn him, do not use this if you know what you're doing. What you're doing is very dangerous. This device can kill you. You have to be careful. You cannot take stuff out of this world because that it's illegal. But you understand who this character is. He is basically avoiding everything, not listening. He's sort of self-centered or a dick, how he described himself at the very end of the series. But at the end, it's sort of interesting how sort of the conversation he talked with this different people, like this politician, talk about what's drugs, it's good or bad, especially marijuana, that it's a good thing or a bad thing, depends on the point of view, and he focused on this politician explaining that. But the show mainly focused on the spiritual idea of Buddhism, or idea of death, does it exist or not, but at the same time sort of building the main story about Clancy. Like, it's about him, but he's avoiding, he accidentally found people what he's doing. Yeah, it's kind of like a metaphor in a way that he needs help. He needs to basically focus what's going on right in front of him and try to basically explain this sort of factors why he is like this. But at the same time, Clancy is a very likable character. At the very beginning, you feel he's a douchebag. He is a douchebag, but he's one of those that he's not cocky, he's not pretentious. He just avoids things that he doesn't want them to talk about, or his anger issues. Every time he talks to someone different, it does kind of spell out some of his issues, but understanding who he really is. In the very end, it shows you of the final episode what he's sort of dealing with. And once more, it's interesting, but at the same time, it's sort of a double-edged sword. But this experimental thing, like you doing, they hearing the conversation, but how Clancy, the main character, talk to his guests, they always running around trying not to get killed, not to get run over. It sounds interesting, but when they talking about something fascinating, the animation is sort of distracting. That basically you can't focus because the animation is too good. Yeah, sometimes you just like, whoa, that's interesting. Like, what did it say? Like, you have to keep going back because some of the conversation are interesting. Sometimes it's not, and you want to focus on the animation. It's something you have to give or take. You have to figure out which you prefer, the animation, focus on the animation, or focus on the conversation. Because it's kind of hard to focus on one thing, because both of them sometimes are really good, sometimes none of them really good, because I can going in my little mind and coming back every time I watch each single episode, because it's kind of unwell balanced. It feels sort of an experimental thing nowadays, and that's why it's super good, super bad. It's because you could skip some of the episodes, but at the same time you can't, because it does have the storyline all about Clancy avoiding his life, and the fact you kind of realize this is probably his death. It's kind of weird. It's something you have to interpret it how you see the series, but at the end, it's something I sort of recommend. I recommend just watch the first 2 episodes. You can skip few episodes. You will not get lost only if you see the very beginning and very end of each episode to understand what they're trying to say. Besides that, it's kind of wonderful. It's trippy. It's amazing. It's something that I feel should be a 1 season thing, and that's it. But it's the show sort of teasing it could be a season 2. But I feel this series deserves just 1 season. And I'm not saying the show is bad because of that. No. It felt it's one of those sort of limited series just to serve 1 season, and that's it, because they did explore all the ideas they need to. Continue that show could ruin where you left at the very end. That kind of very interesting ending that, am I dead? Am I alive? Or what kind of answer? You have to basically make up your own answer because it's so perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you feel you ruins it if you get a season 2, or who knows, maybe go a different direction and pull it off. I got really nothing else to say, just one question. How do you feel about the series? You felt the show was good. You felt the show ended perfectly. Does it need another season, or maybe it does deserve? I don't know. Tell me down below. I got nothing else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.